Hello, everybody, and welcome back. My continuation of my book reading of The Whispering Nights. Chapter 4, The Hampden Stones. Soon everybody in the village was talking worriedly about the new motorway. Mrs. Poulter had a wonderful time collecting information as people flowed in and out of her shop. Lots of houses will be pulled down, you'll see. Will be shaken to pieces by the traffic. The road will go through the farm, so that means my husband will lose his job if the land and the cows are sold. There will be noise and dirt and nothing but trouble. I've lived here all my life. I don't want them to destroy my home to make way for a road. Susie, who had been listening carefully, suddenly asked, "Why have the plans changed? I thought the road was going through Mr. Steele's factory near Chipping Ledbury." "Seems he suddenly decided he didn't want to lose his factory after all," said one of the customers. So he contacted all his important friends, and they managed to get the plans changed. Now, it'll go straight through Steeple, Hampden. "It's a terrible thing," said Miss Poulter. "A lovely valley like this, and a beautiful village. People say it's all his wife's fault," said someone darkly. "Mr. Steele is old now, but he's got a new young wife, and it seems she's persuaded him to do this." Susie reported all this to William and Martha. "The road will go through our barn, Mom says," she told them unhappily. "Then where will it be?" William had never felt so angry before. "It's not right," he said, his face red. "We can't just let them destroy our favorite places. There must be something we can do to stop this." That afternoon, the children decided to go and tell Miss Applewhite about the motorway. The rain had stopped and the sun was shining as they walked slowly through the village. It was more beautiful and more peaceful than they had ever seen before. The old stone of the houses looked golden in the sunshine, and the gardens were full of sweet-smelling flowers. The children did not feel like talking as they crossed the field in front of the barn. They went straight into Miss Applewhite's garden through the door in the wall. Miss Applewhite listened with interest to William as he explained about the new road. "You see, this is a sudden change of plan?" she asked, her eyes bright. "Yes, it's this awful person called Mr. Steele." Martha said in a small voice, "I think someone put a spell on him or something. I think it's all to do with Morgan." "Clever child," said Miss Applewhite. "No doubt about it. It is a disaster, I'm afraid." She had done the unexpected and moved right to our own ground. This time she has surprised us. Susie's eyes widened. "I don't understand," she said. "I mean, why would Morgan want a road to go through her barn? It will still be her place, whatever is there. A piece of road, if it's on her ground, could easily be an evil place, a place where accidents happen." "But what can we do to stop her?" asked William. "Be very careful. Watch for the unexpected. Remember, most people only see what they expect to see. I think she will be here in person now, and that is always when she is at her most dangerous. You will have to decide what steps to take against her. And I am too old to fight her, and she knows that." Martha thought perhaps she has fought Morgan before. This must be why she knows so much about Morgan. "Well, we brought her here, didn't we?" said Susie, almost crossly. "By making that witch's brew in the barn. So we will have to fight her, won't we? Martha said. What do we do if she comes? You must be very brave, said Miss Applewhite seriously, and you must find your own weapons. I may not be able to help you. Remember, she hates the sign of the cross, and she does not understand reason or science. They left Miss Applewhite and began to walk back to the village. Suddenly Martha said, Let's go up to the stones. Good idea, said William. He no longer felt angry, but strangely excited. We're the only ones who know what's really happening, he thought. Aloud he said, Wouldn't it be fantastic if we, just the three of us, could win the fight against Morgan? It won't be easy, said Susie. She could put spells on people and things so that nothing is what it seems to be. We'll have to remember that all the time, said William. We'll have to be really clever. He turned to Martha. Are you alright? He asked kindly. Not frightened or anything? I don't like it, said Martha, while her voice was shaking. Because I don't know what's going to happen next. So yes, I am frightened. You mustn't be, said Susie. Think of something else, like what's for supper? They were climbing uphill now. The village of Steeple Hampden lay below them, with the river Charnbrook running through the green valley. Further away were the roofs and chimneys of Chipping Ledbury. At the top of the hill they could see the grey shapes of the Hampden stones, a circle of rough grey stones half buried in the grass, like old teeth. For thousands of years they had stood there, watching everything that happened in the valley. The villagers called them the Whispering Knights, and believed, or pretended to believe, that they were there to take care of the valley. Some people said that in times of trouble, the stones would leave their field and move. There was even a story that in the old days, the stones had fought against an evil queen and won. But for hundreds of years, nobody has seen them move. Ever since the children could remember, they had climbed on the stones and played among them. It was one of Martha's favorite places, and she felt better as soon as she reached the stone circle. She stood on the tallest stone and stared across the valley. We should see the road again soon, she said. The corn's is the right color. They had first seen it last summer. It was William's father who had told them that, hidden somewhere in the cornfield, there would be an old road leading to the stones. They had looked for it every day in winter, summer, autumn, and spring, but they had never seen anything until one day last summer when the corn was high and golden brown, and suddenly they had seen it, a faint, darker line across the cornfield, like a shadow. The next day when the corn was cut, the line disappeared, and they had not seen it since. They looked down at the village. Look at that big black car driving through, said Martha suddenly. Nobody in Steeple Hampden owns a large, expensive car like that. So they hurried back down the hill and across the field to the village and saw the car, a big, shiny black Rolls Royce, parked opposite of Mrs. Poulter's shop. In front sat a driver in a uniform, and in the back there were two people. It must be that Mr. Steele, whispered Susie. He's the only rich man around here. And that will be his new wife with him, I suppose. Just then the driver started the engine and the car moved slowly down the road towards the children. They stood by the church wall as the car came closer. Now they could see the two people in the back of the car. One was a man in a dark suit. His hair was gray and he looked rather old and tired. Beside him was a woman sitting with her long legs crossed. She was wearing an expensive-looking fur coat and bright rings on her fingers. Her shining black hair lay smoothly against her head, and then as the car passed the children, she turned and looked straight at them. It was a long, cruel face with a mouth that turned down at the corners. Her skin was bone white and her hair shone like water. For long seconds, she stared at them, and her eyes were terrible. They were black and cold as ice and evil. The children could not move. They stood there, frozen, until the car had completely disappeared. Then at last, William spoke. "We better go and tell Miss Applewhite," he said, "that Morgan has actually been here in Steeple Hampden." And that was the end. Chapter 4. The Hampden Stones. Thank you so much for listening. Hope you enjoyed it. Take care, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thank you. Bye-bye.